Hey YouTube, Lord Alex here, and another video from the work truck. Today it's time to change my blade in my Gerber EAB exchange blade. It's a small utility razor knife that I carry. It's like the size of a money clip or something. And you see it's not much bigger than a razor blade. And I actually know people that carry the big Home Depot or Lowe's folding knife utility blades that hold these things, and they're huge, they're heavy, and they're bulky. And this does the same job as those, and I can clip it on my back pocket and forget I have it until I need it. And then I use this instead of using one of my other knives, so I can keep my knives sharp when I'm doing crazy tasks like cutting ductboard or cardboard. Tape really gums up your knife blade. Opening boxes and stuff. Cardboard will dull your knives pretty quick. I cut a lot of zip ties for work, and they're big, thick, heavy duty zip ties, and you have to use a lot of force, and sometimes you follow through the zip tie too far and hit something metal and stuff, and you can put good nicks in your blade, and well, you don't have to worry about it with these things. You just put a new blade in. And as you can see, I've got some rust on my blade because well, it's been in there for a while and it's starting to get dull. And I'm going to change it. I'm going to show you what I do to change it. And most people use these blades. Well, at least the people that care enough to spend an extra few cents to have a decent blade instead of just a cheap China-made utility blade. And I agree with them. This is the way to go. These are sharp. They're very sharp. They stay sharp. They're stronger steel. Works good. I got a little pack of them here. I carry this in my EDC backpack that stays in the truck. But that's not what I'm going to put in to my EAB here. Gerber does have a new model of this. It's called I think it's the EAB Lite or something like that. It's kind of a skeletonized here or something, and I've handled that before. I don't really like it. It doesn't fit my hand the same way, and this finger choil here is flat on the new one, and I really like this curve here. I can really grab a hold of this thing pretty hard, and it's still decently comfortable for for what it is. Anyway, back to this. I'm not going to change it with this because I have discovered these guys. I still put these in there every once in a while depending on what I'm going to be doing, but for my everyday tasks, these work better. And I went online just before I made this video to see if they were available anywhere, and yes, you can find them on eBay and Amazon and different places online. This guy is serrated. It's kind of hard to tell, but it's not an aggressive serration like on a pocket knife where it's just a jagged edge. This is just cut. There's angles cut into the edge of the blade. It's almost a straight edge, but not quite. I don't know if my camera will focus on the edge there. Yeah, kinda. But you can see it like that. Anyway, so this is how I go about changing the blade in my EAB. To do it, I'm going to use my Leatherman skillet tool that is always clipped onto my belt loop, using the bottle opener slash clip here. Get a real strong gate on it there. I don't have to worry about that thing breaking or there's a little spring inside or anything coming loose. It's all one piece. Anyway, the way I change the blades on these things, since there's a razor blade in there and you have to put some torque on it with a screwdriver, I keep it closed just to get it loose there like that. Then I open it up and remove the screw the rest of the way. Come on. Here we go. Pull the blade out. And I've already reversed this one. Problem is, like on most utility knives, you can reverse the blade and use the other end, because the other end will still be sharp. But the way this thing sits in your knife, most of your blade is exposed. It's not just one little small piece of the front of the blade hanging out. When this is inside the knife, most of that blade is exposed, so you only have this much of unused blade. So it does work for a little while, but I like to go ahead and just put a new one in there. So you slide the new one in, just like that. Line up the hole. Just screw in there. Get it started. I'm using my thumbnail because I'm trying to keep it all in frame here, but normally I would just use a screwdriver all the way through. Okay, now I close it back up and I can tighten it back down with the screwdriver. Now get it almost all the way tight. Open back up and check. Make sure it's in the spot where I want it. Nice and secure in there. Close it up and crank it down. Alright. Now I've got a brand new blade. Brand new serrated blade. And these actually will last longer than the Irwin blades, because of all the different multiple little edges on here. Just like a serrated knife, the serrated blade on a knife will stay sharper longer than the straight edge, but it's a pain to sharpen, so people use straight edges. I guess while I'm making this video, go ahead and throw this guy in here. This is a Gerber. I'm not sure what this model is, and I don't think they make it anymore. This was my small EDC cut everything knife before I started carrying this. And actually I carried this for years, for several years. Before I even carried a large defensive knife, this was my only knife. I carried this one. I went from gas station knives to this. And I love this knife. I still love this knife. But now it just stays in my backpack. It used to have a Tonto edge on it, but I've had to sharpen this thing so much that now it's just kind of a belly, which is not that big a deal. Kind of got bored one day and put some Sharpie on the serrations here, just to see how much wear I actually get on those, and I haven't really used it, so it's still black. But you can see there is some wear on the blade here from cardboard boxes and things like that. There's some just pocket wear. That's got a little flipper on it, and it's very smooth. There's still absolutely no play in the blade whatsoever. You can use the flipper. You can use the thumb stud. And this blade's actually smooth enough you can hold it like this, and you just give it a little flick of your wrist, it'll fly out like that. Anyway, I got tired of sharpening this thing every few days because I was cutting so much stuff with it. I have no idea what kind of steel it is. I want to say this cost me, when I bought it, $25 or $30, I think, maybe. And you know, it's a small EDC blade. It is kind of heavy though, compared to some of the newer stuff that's out there, the Spydercos and things like that. But I did like it, and if you can find one of these, I can't remember where I got it. grab it just to put in your collection. It's a great little knife. Like I said, I carried it for years and years. There's probably at least 5 years of pocket time on this knife. And hard use. So if you can carry a knife for that long and it still has a completely solid lockup, being opened several times a day, it's a pretty good knife. See, it's a frame lock, and the frame really goes in there for a solid lockup there. It goes in there and gets really good purchase on that blade down here. So, alright, this video is getting kind of long. You guys who use your large pocket knife for cutting everything, I know a lot of guys that do that, get you one of these. This thing is $10. It used to say Gerber right there, but it's worn. Because sometimes the way I carry this and the way I carry this on different pants, sometimes I get a little bit of a clinkety right here, depending on where the belt loop is that I clip my skillet tool on. But yeah, this is definitely worth the $10 investment right here. It will save you so much time sharpening your blades. If you carry a Tonto knife, it will keep you from getting a belly on your Tonto knife. It will keep you with 2 edges. Because the more you sharpen your knife, well, this is what happens. You end up with more of kind of a modified clip point type deal. Alright. Thanks for watching. Thumbs up and comment, subscribe, and all that great stuff. And I'll see you in the next video.